A Georgetown University researcher has been detained by ICE over claims he was actively spreading Hamas propaganda and promoting anti-Semitism on social media. Badar Khan Suri is the latest person caught up in the Trump administration's crackdown on who they call activists across college campuses. CBS News legal reporter and attorney Katrina Kaufman joins me now in Studio 55 to walk us through those claims. So what is the Department of Homeland Security suggesting?
So as you said, they're claiming that this researcher was promoting Hamas propaganda and anti-Semitism on social media. They're also saying that he has a close connection to a senior advisor to Hamas. And on that basis, they're using the same law that's been used to detain the Palestinian activist from Colombia, Mahmoud Khalil. It's this obscure provision of the Immigration and Nationality Act that says that the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, has the right to deport non-citizens if he thinks that they are adverse to U.S. foreign policy interests. And on that basis, this researcher has now also been sent to Louisiana, where Mahmoud Khalil is also currently being detained.
So what does the record show? In other words, is what the state and the Department of Homeland Security alleging accurate?
So far, we don't have any evidence. Georgetown University has released a statement. They say that they're not aware of any illegal activity by this researcher. He's been here doing doctoral research on peace building in Iraq and Afghanistan, Vlad, and he is here on a valid student visa.
All right, so this has shades, of course, of the case of Mahmoud Khalil. I guess the question that I have is, the Department of Homeland Security, the Attorney General, the Secretary of State, are able to deem anybody who they see as even just simply protesting a war as someone who is somehow a threat to the United States and thus needs to be deported. So then it's sort of a slippery slope. Anybody can be designated in this fashion, even American citizens.
Absolutely, Vlad. And that's why people should be concerned about this and take it very seriously, because even if you don't agree with the rhetoric of Mahmoud Khalil, who was a leading figure in Colombia's protests, we don't know that much about this researcher. It's such a broad law, potentially, the way they could interpret it, that international students on these campuses are now very scared. I know they're walking around with passports. They're worried about what could happen to them here, because who knows who else will be deemed as adverse to U.S. foreign policy interests under this law. And we're also going to see how the courts deal with this. Mahmoud Khalil's case is still going. Right now, it's all about the habeas petition to get him released, but we'll also ultimately see it reflect how the government is using this provision.
Wow. All right, Katrina Kaufman here in Studio 55, breaking it down for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
As
Vlad.
always, appreciate it.